Hi everyone, I'm Amy with Book2Me Amy, and today I have a book haul for you. Now, before I film this video, yes, I'm filming two videos at once. So whenever you saw me film the booktuber problems, or the want to read a next book but can't because it's a while till the next one comes out, it's the same day. So I have at least 30 books here that are only physical books because I've already filmed this video once, like a month ago, but I got more books since then, and I included Kindle versions, and there's like 50 Kindle versions, not of all these books, but of different books that I'm excited to read. So I'm just doing physical books that I've got since October till now. I hope these are all. It may be more that I just don't remember, but these are the main important ones. So first off, I'm going to do it by when I got it. So the first one is from the RT Reader Roundup. I think it's RT Reader Roundup. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, so the first one I got was absolutely a recommendation. I saw the cover, which is the first thing that attracted to me because cover, look how pretty this is. Anyway, so I saw the cover and I picked it up, and before I could even read the back, the bookseller at Barnes & Noble said, "Oh my gosh, have you read it?" There's something in the middle. Oh yeah, this is the next book in her series, or teen series. That's off the point. She's like, "Oh my gosh, have you read this book?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Oh my gosh, you have to read this book. It's about," and then she continued to tell me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're right. I have to read this book." So I got it signed, of course. See? But it was just one of those, like, I picked it up, I was like, "Oh, it's so pretty, it's so nice, I like the cover." And she's like, "Oh my gosh," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes." So that's how I got that book. The next one is Sharon Sala, Wild Hearts. I wanted to get a Sharon Sala book and get it signed because Sharon Sala is like everywhere. Anytime I go to the bookstore, Sharon Sala, Sharon Sala, Sharon Sala. And I was like, okay, fine. I'm getting one of the books and getting her to get it signed. So I asked the people around me at the Barnes & Noble line, I was like, which one should I get? Which is the first one in a series, because I don't want to start out like halfway through and be, oh, by the way, it's halfway through, go, oh, great, now I have to start over. So this is the first one in one of her series. I'm very excited to read it, and I got it signed, and she's super sweet. So I'm very excited to read this because that's why I bought it. The next one I got, I'm actually going to do this one first, is Starstruck by L.A. Witt. I don't think this is signed. Now to think about it, I don't think this is signed. This was in the RT Roundup bag. So, no idea what it's about, but super excited to read it. Next one I got was also in the RT bag. It's called Working It Out, and this one's by Sarah York. Also very excited to read it. It's also very thick, or thin, sorry. So, interesting paper though. Feels like printer paper. The next one I got, now I already have this on Kindle, but I had to get it in paperback because when I first met Emma Chase, I had not read her books. But since time has gone on, so I then read her books and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have the first one and I have to have it signed. Because I think this is the funniest book I've ever read. And I loved it so much. I remember reading this during finals and going like every 5 pages or every paragraph, I'd be like, that's funny. It's funny. I'm reading backwards now, think about it. I'd be like, haha, that's funny. I have it on Kindle, so I'll just click the button. But I loved it so much. And I did an interview with her. I'll leave it in the description. You can go click, or you can click on her book and it will take you to the video. You should also check it out. I will also leave a link in the comments of the Bells on Wheels store where I first met her when I had to interview. I loved interviewing her, but I did not read the book yet. So, but I did after that because she was awesome and funny and funny and funny and awesome. Self-explanatory. The next book I got is actually a new book in another book. Dang it, I can't say it. The next book I got is a first book in one of her other series, a brand new series as far as I know. I think it came out in this year. Yeah, this year. That's right. Sorry, that's my book little thing flapping around. It's the Legal Brief series. Drew, I'm that far in, and Drew has made one appearance in the book, and I'm super excited to read this. Dang, it's gonna annoy me. So I'm very excited to read this. I know she has a second book out, and I'm excited to read that, but I want to read the first one first. It's not as funny as the It's not as funny as this one, but this is still really funny. Dang it. It's gonna drive me nuts. It's not as funny as the first one, or this series, but it is awesome. And I cannot wait to finish it. I'm that far in. I'm gonna do a book haul, bookmark haul one day and show y'all my bookmarks. Random thought. Okay, the next one I got is Amy Dawes. I actually met her, and if you click on the book, it will take you to the YouTube video of when I did the interview with her. And just scroll through till you see it. This one is the London Lovers series, and it's Becoming Us. She signed it. She's super sweet. Ta-da! I cannot wait to start this book. I actually have this book on Kindle too, so there's no excuse for me not to start it. Oh, I'm so behind on so many books. Oh gosh, it's worse when I have it on my Kindle and I have a physical book, because I'm like, then there's no reason for me not to have read it. The next book I got is by Colleen Hoover. It's Slammed. I had been wanting to purchase a copy of this because it's about slam poetry or slammed poetry. I'm not actually sure which one. It's slam. I'm gonna call it slam. Slam poetry. And I'm just like, I've never heard, I know what it is, but I've never seen it, never heard about it other than slam poetry, the definition. So I'm very excited to read this, and it's Colleen Hoover, and I think this is like a lot of people's favorite book. This one and I think Hopeless are the favorites. So I'm very excited to read this. So, yes, I got that. The next one I got was Confessed. Now, this is the first copy I've had of it, and honestly, I love the cover. It's so pretty. It's just beautiful. And I wanted to get this in paperback because of the fact it has pictures. I don't know if you know this. It has pictures right in the middle. And I know during, if I bought this on Kindle, it wouldn't show the pictures. It would show, my Kindle's a black and white Kindle. I think it's more like gray Kindle. So it wouldn't show all the pretty colors of the actual paintings or pictures or whatever you want to call them. But I'm very excited to read this, and of course it's signed because I'm awesome and she's awesome, and she says Stephanie, OMG! So I'm very excited to read this. Yes. The next one I got is, I was standing in line for another author. I cannot remember the life of me what it's called. Neanderthals, oh gosh, Neanderthals got, it's a picture right here. This is what the book was I was standing in line for. Anyway, so I was standing in line for that, and then someone was watching the booth, and then she left, and then someone watched the booth for her, and she's like, have you read this book? And I was like, no, because it was a long line, I got time to talk to people. She's like, you gotta read it. It's about, it's Beauty and the Beast, but with a war vet. And I was like, and sold. So I picked this up, and she signed it, and I'm super, super excited to read it because it's about Beauty and the Beast. I love retellings, which is why reading Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorn and Roses is such a shame right now, because of the fact that I haven't read it yet. The next one, I was also in the line for Barnes & Nobles, and I was looking at this one, and I knew she was there, and I was like, she's like, have you read this? I picked it up. Of course, when I pick it up, everybody's like, have you read it? And I'm like, no. She's like, oh my gosh. She almost like cried because she read it and she was so moved by it. So I was like, oh my gosh, this moved me to tears just the thought of me reading it. Oh, it has soft page. Oh, this is sad. I'm just realizing this. It has soft page. I love it when it's like that. But I'm super excited to read this because she was actually really cool. She brought her whole family to the event. I was just like, that is more power to it. The next book I got is, I think, my favorite cover ever. It's Sapphire Knight's Secrets. It's about the Mafia, as far as I know. It's about the Mafia. I am so excited to read this. Mainly because the cover is so pretty. Look at this cover. It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to read it. Because it's so pretty. I love the cover. And I love all of her covers of this series. It's so pretty. I really feel sad that I have yet to read it because it's so pretty. Like, I was standing in line for Colleen Hoover to get my book signed, and I was just like, oh, that's so pretty. And I was just like, so what's that about? And she really didn't even have to describe it. She's like, it's about the, and I was just like, sold. She just said hi, and I was like, sold, pretty much. It does not take much, but it's so pretty. Okay, the next one I got is Angel, and I sound so like an addict loving books, like it doesn't take much for me. And Chasing Roads. I'm super excited to read this. I really want to read this. She was in line, and then one girl I think came up and cried to her because she read it, and I was just like, wow, if that invokes so much emotion from you, I mean, I was just like, jeez. Okay, that was the RT. Now, from, let's see, the next one is Any Pollard's book. I got this at Barnes & Noble's because I was waiting in line for a doctor's office, and I was just like, ooh, Any Pollard. So I got it. That's how this happened. I love this book so much, even though I'm like that far in. I loved this book so much, or am loving this book, I should say. So if you have read this book, if you know a book that's similar to this, please let me know because I want more of this. This is awesome. This is funny. Anytime I'm having a bad day and or have to go to the doctor's office, because you know it's not just 5 minutes, it's like 5 hours. I read this. That's how far I got in the doctor's office. I was just like, geez, this is great. This is great. I've never read a humor book before, so that was like strictly in the humor section. The next ones I got are at the half price Black Friday sale. If you don't know, they give $5 out to the first 100 people, and one of those 100 people get a $100 gift card instead of a $5. I actually don't know if they get that and a $5, but I know they get $100 at least. So I was there at like 6 a.m. I was like, all right, let's go. And then there was like no one there till like 9, and I was just like, I could have slept in. In my town, if you get there at 6 a.m., there's like already 50 people in line, all standing there ready to go in, and I'm just like, that's good to know for next year. The first one I got from there is The Trouble with Fate, and I'm super excited to read this. One of my other favorite YouTubers, I can't remember which one, but I know one of my other favorite ones, reviewed this, and she said it was really good, and I saw a video of this woman talking about her book. I'll leave it in the description below if you want to go see it. Talking about a book, and I know that she talked about how this is not in America, and I'm like, how cool, werewolves not in America. You don't see many of those, and so I was like, yay. It was a half price books. The next one I got is The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. I still need to get The Son of Neptune. I'm still in the Percy Jackson, I think it's called The Last Olympian series, or The Last Olympian series, The Last Olympian book. I have yet to read that one, but I got this one. Look how pretty and big it is. I'm so excited. I still need to, I'm like 3 books behind, but super excited to read it. So the next 2 books are actually by the same author. They're both by Sharon Sala, and they're the Chronicles of Nick series. Now, I wanted these books on Kindle. However, when I saw the deal on this one and then this one, I got this one this is the reason I got the Inferno? Yes, Inferno. It's because it is signed. I'm so happy because when I bought this, I thought I'll never see Sharon Sala because I can't remember her ever having time to come to this house that I could drive to. So I was like, I might as well get it signed. And then I looked on her website like last week to see if she was, coming anywhere. And she's actually coming in May to Texas, to Houston, for the Comic Palooza. So I'm going to be there with like all of my Sharon Sala books, and she's going to just sit there and sign them all. I remember going to Carolyn Sparks's. I had books like they were like, no joke, this tall, and I was just like, can you sign them? She's like, and I was like, I'm so sorry, your head's gonna hurt in a minute. But anyway, I'm super excited to read this. I'm still on book 1, but I'm super excited to read these series. It's so huge. Look at that. That's in the teen section. It's so nice. The next 2 books are by 2 of my favorite authors, and they came out on the same day. I think there's a conspiracy going on of, hey, it's December, that means there's Christmas, which means there's buying of books, which means buy mine. So that's I think the conspiracy behind that. Either way, I'm so excited that they came out on the same day. One less trip I have to go to Barnes & Noble's. And before you cut off my head for me saying that last quote, if I go to Barnes & Noble's, I buy things. So I try not to go at all. So I got Kresley Cole's Sweet Ruin and J.R. Ward's Blood Kiss. I'm going to talk about this one first. Now I know in my last video I told you I was 2 books behind on the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. I am super excited to read this because it's a spin-off series, which means more books! But I'm excited to read this, but I don't know if I'll be like spoiled for the next 2 books by reading this. If you read this, let me know if I'll be spoiled. Don't spoil me for this book or the next 2, but do let me know if you read this and you think it's good. If you don't think it's good, don't comment. But I'm super excited to read this because it's J.R. Ward and it's in paperback. Look at this. Paperback. Another fun thing I found out yesterday is the fact that J.R. Ward's going to be doing a virtual signing of The Beast, of Rage, my favorite character ever written, in February. So for the next The Beast book, so look out for that. But don't cut me in line because I need that signed. I'm talking to you. I'm just kidding. I am excited and I will be like the first one in line or on the web to get that signed because that is my favorite character ever written, ever. The next book I got is actually got in hardback and I got an archive, as you saw on Twitter. I'm so excited to read this because it's Kresley Cole. I don't need to say much more than that. I love Kresley Cole. She is I think she's my favorite author ever. She is awesome. She is just amazing. I love her characters. I get sucked into her world like no other. I'm on chapter 5. I started it last night at like 12. So I'm like, this is a good time. Let's start a book at midnight. So I'm super excited to read this. Only problem I have with this book is the fact that it has a cover change, which I don't mind, which, you know, can be kind of an issue, but the cover's so pretty, it makes up for it. Only thing I have a problem with is I'm trying to figure out where the feather comes in. Like, I am 5 chapters in, and as far as I know, none of them have wings. But some of the other books, like some of the other books that I have, other books like not just in her series, like in all series, I don't understand the cover, but I love the cover. I'm just trying to figure out where. But I'm excited to read this. Maybe they have a feather throw off. I don't know. And every chapter, I'm trying to do this really quick so you can't be spoiled, so I can't be spoiled because I'm be editing this, has a little feather at the top. And I just love that. I think that's really cool. I'm just wondering where the feather comes in. So, yeah, interesting. So I'm very excited to read all of these books. Oh, my tower's falling over for real this time. I'm very excited to read all of these books. I have to move them. So, yes. Hopefully, I will read all of these. Well, that sucks. Hopefully, I will read all of these books very, very soon. Will I? Probably not, because I have work and I can only read so much when I'm not at work because I have to do this magical thing called sleep eventually. So I'm very excited to read all these books, and hopefully I'm going to try to make a goal of try to read all of these books by next December. That's a year. I don't know if I can do that, but I will. Let's find out. Let's find out. Challenge to myself. Did you read all of these? I'm going to watch this video next December to see if I read all of these. So, hope I did. Cross fingers. So yes, have you read any of these books? Don't spoil me if you have, because I have not read any of these books. Are you excited for any of these authors to come out with new books? What is your favorite color? What book are you purchasing next? Make sure to comment below. I love reading comments. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you again next week for another booktubing any video. Anyway, so make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And as always, go find your inner reader. See ya!